Hey everybody, welcome back to 12 Weeks of Christmas. The project I'm going to share with you today is a cute little tag that you can use on your gift packages. I have used it, let me turn the camera around here. I have used it on a cellophane bag filled with these adorable little snowman marshmallows. I found the marshmallows in case you are going to want to know. They are individually wrapped, and that's what I liked about them. They are the brand Two's Company Snowman Marshmallows. I actually found these at a Buc-ee's on a road trip that I recently took. I did try and find them online. Amazon carries them, but they want 2.5 times what I paid for them at Buc-ee's. I think I paid $10 for a bag of, I don't know how many, several. If you're good with a decorating frosting, you could make your own. There was an off-brand as well on Amazon that were similar, and they were a lot more reasonably priced. But I just had to grab those marshmallows when I thought of the Snowman Magic stamp set, and I wanted to make a tag for them, and I thought you might enjoy the tag as well. So to make my tag, get that out of the way, you just need a few pieces of cardstock. Scraps work great for these. I made this tag out of a 2 3/8 by 4-inch piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to show you, excuse me, let me put myself up here in the corner. Oh, I do that all the time. There we go. I'm going to show you how I used a die. I used a die, they are called, I thought it was on here. I'll list the products in the description below. But you'll notice that this tag die or this border sentiment die is not as long. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you a hack to use dies like this, and you can make any length of die cut that you want out of this. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to leave that out. I believe they're called painted labels dies, but to be sure, look at the description below. And then you're also going to need a piece of 1.5 by 3 1/4 inch basic white, and then a piece of designer series paper. And I just used the back side of this one, and this one measures 1 1/4 by 3. But let's start and let me show you how I did this. Okay, here is my 2 3/8 by 4-inch piece of designer series paper. Let's set these aside. And here's my die. And so I'm going to line it up with the top of that designer series paper. And then I'm going to grab either a Post-it note. I like to use old washi tape. I have so much washi tape, so I use it. But you could use a Post-it note. You just want to use something that's repositional and won't stick. And I'm going to adhere that to my paper so it doesn't slip. And this will work in our mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to turn it this way because I'm right-handed. We're going to roll this through, but we're not going to go past here. So I can probably guesstimate, and actually I can also use my plate. I'm going to put my top plate, but I'm not going to put it all the way down, if you can see that, because I don't want this part to cut, because we're going to extend it and make this tag a little longer. And by putting that top plate, I'm sorry that makes my table shake. By putting that top plate where we did, the pressure's not going to be on there, and so it didn't cut that bottom. Now we're going to take our die, and I want the bottom of the die to be at the bottom of this strip of 4-inch paper. And when I put this die on here, I can kind of feel it. It kind of, the little grooves in the die kind of catch with what I've already cut. You'll just have to feel it. What's happening? Why is it doing that? Okay, you're going to take your die now. We've cut it to there, and I'm going to line it up with the bottom of my designer series paper, and I'm going to kind of manipulate it with my hands, and I can kind of feel when these grooves catch here on the cut lines. It won't slide, and so I know that my die cut is lined up, and I'm going to tape this with my washi tape so it doesn't slide on me or shift. And this time I'm going to put my plate. I just want it to go a certain, I don't want it to go all the way to the top, if that makes sense. And I'm going to insert that into my die cutting machine. I hope that made sense. Because then we have a 4-inch long strip as opposed to the, it's longer than our die. So that's how you can kind of manipulate it to get a bigger die cut than what your die actually is sized for. All right, so we can put this die away. We're done. That was my hack or trick I wanted to share with you. And you can do that with any kind of, you know, line die. Works great with tag dies. We can put this away. In fact, I think this one's a little, no, they're about the same. So I'll set that one aside and I'll use that again. Okay, then I'm going to take my designer series paper, and I mentioned before this measures 1 1/4 by 3, and I'm just going to adhere it to this piece of 1 1/2 by 3 1/4 basic white. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal adhesive. It's double-sided tape. I'm going to center that designer series paper on there, and I will list all the products I'm using in today's video down below in the description as well. And if you go to my blog, theplaidpoodle.com, there'll be a post with all of this on there. Also, if you want to be on my list to receive all my free tutorials, make sure that you sign up for my mailing list, and I'll put a link for that below as well. Okay, I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals now, and I'm going to pop this part of our tag up. Before I put that on there, I'm going to take a hole punch, and I believe this is a 1/8 inch hole punch, but I think any hole punch will do. I'm not going to go too far, but I am going to center it at the top of the tag because we're going to slip some ribbon in when we're done, and it's just easier to pop that hole in there before we put this on. Okay, so we can set that aside now, and we're going to do a little stamping and die cutting. I have done a lot of the work ahead of time. I have die cut a pool party stitched circle. Whoops. Using our Stylish Shapes dies. This is the 1 5/8 inch circle. These dies, if you're watching between the dates of November 15th and 18th, this was released on the 16th, these dies are discounted through the 18th. All dies from the annual catalog are discounted, so the die I used for the tag, the painted labels dies, they would be discounted as well. Okay, so I went ahead and I'm using the Snowman Magic Bundle, which comes with a stamp set and dies. I went ahead and cut out the snowman image. Let's just get these all out on the table. I've had a piece of blue paper. This might help you see what we've got here. We have got our tag that we have already made. We've got our circle. Here's our snowman. We're going to do some stamping on this scrap of basic white. I die cut out this tree using a die from the Snowman Magic Bundle. I die cut out the snowman's hat. I'm going to need my tweezers because these are tiny little pieces. I've also die cut out, I stamped and die cut out his bow tie. 2 arms out of soft suede cardstock. 3 little snowflakes out of the white glimmer paper. All these dies are included in the Snowman Magic Bundle. And then there's a little die that cuts out his little carrot nose, and it actually cuts out 3 at a time. We only need 1, but I went ahead and included all 3 because you know how I like to lose things. Okay, so we also need to do a little stamping on our snowman, and I was going to stamp the bow tie for you to show you that that tiny little bow tie image is included. Isn't that cute? And then that would be, we could die cut that out, but I have already done so you didn't have to watch me do that. And then for our snowman, there are 2 different faces. There's one eyes open. I thought his eyes looked a little creepy, so I went with the sleeping snowman. So cute. And then we also have a little stamp for his buttons. The one on the bottom is a slightly larger button, so I am going to put it on the bottom. And I like how Stampin' Up! Kind of rounded those, kind of making it look like the snowman is, you know, got a chubby little belly. Okay, so I've already cut the bow tie out. We'll set that aside for the next project. And we're going to build our snowman. So that is going to be easy peasy. I'm going to just take his little arms, and Stampin' Up! Has made it easy. They left us these little circles at the end of his arms to put our adhesive on. And I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue for this, these tiny little pieces. I just need a drop. And it also allows me to kind of move things around before it dries, so I like that. Then we're going to put his little bow tie on. This snowman is going to the prom or something. He's going to a New Year's Eve party or something. And I'm just going to put that right there. And then his tiny little nose, I'm going to go ahead and just put a tiny drop of glue right there and use one of these cute little carrots. Kind of got some glue on the bottom here. There we go, which is okay because we're going to glue him to the front of our tag. So he has that little 3-dimensional nose on there. So cute. I think for Easter time, it'd be fun to use this little bunny and maybe put these little little carrots in a bunch and turn them into, or I'm calling them a carrot. Yeah, they are carrots. Turn the carrots into a little bunch of carrots for the bunny. Um, Always trying to think outside the box for to make your stamp sets last longer. And these cute little pieces, a little top hat and all that would work for other small images as well. Okay, that is our snowman. He is all built. I am going to now adhere my stitch circle directly on the front of the tag. I'm not going to pop it up because we're going to pop up the snowman. I'm going to put some dimensionals on him, but I think first I'm going to put my little tree down. Just a little bit of glue there. Put my tree over here to the left of the tag. And now we can, I'm going to put some dimensionals on my snowman. I picked up 3, but I think 2 is enough. We're going to do a little heat embossing here in a minute for our tag as well. And I'm going to perch my little snowman right there. And then we're going to heat emboss Thinking of You. I'm going to use this Thinking of You this season, but I didn't want my tag to be that long. And I just wanted one little blurb on my tag, kind of the width of my tag. So I'm just going to do the Thinking of You. And we're going to take some Versamark. There went my embossing powder. I need to grab that. Let me grab a piece of scratch paper. And then I'm going to take my washi tape and cover up. I'm basically masking the this season part of my stamp. Let me grab my embossing powder. Hold on. Okay, we masked off the this season part of the stamp set, and I'm just going to ink the rest of this up with Versamark. Make sure I get that U, Y-O-U, and I can pull that mask off. We could have just taken a longer strip of red and then cut it down as well. This is 3/8 inches by, I bet it's about 1 1/4 inches. I'll measure it just in a second. But like I said, all my measurements and everything, in fact, the full color PDF of this whole project with photos and everything will be on my blog. And if you're on my mailing list, you will have received it in your email along with this video tutorial. So get on my mailing list. I send out free tutorials weekly. During Christmas time, for this 12 weeks of Christmas, they're a little over the top projects, but that's what Christmas is all about, right? Okay, I'm going to pull out my heat tool, and we're going to heat emboss this. Excuse the noise. I don't know if the camera picked that up. Did you see how the white just really pops when you do that embossing? And then I'm just going to adhere the tag right directly on my front of my tag with adhesive. Kind of right above the snowman. We've got lots of layers on this tag. It's so cute. I think you can find easily snowman gift wrap. And if you you could coordinate your tag with your gift wrap and use these tags. I like to do that. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to do is put on our little snowflakes. And I just cut out with the die cut 3. They're kind of the jewelry on the project, right? Let's see, I think I put one right here. And then I thought it would be cute to put one right on his little hat, like he's out in the snow flurries. Or maybe it's a little cute little design on his hat. I don't know, but I thought that was cute. Okay, that is the tag. Now I'm going to add some ribbon to it. And I'm using the Garden Green ribbon. This comes in a combo pack with real red ribbon. And I just doubled it up. Kind of squeezed it so it would fit through the hole that we punched earlier. And since I'm on camera, it's going to be a little fussy about getting where it's supposed to be. Sometimes you can take your little there we go, tools and help it along. And then I'm going to thread these through. My fingers are fumbling today. There we go. And then this little fold that we made kind of finishes it off really pretty. I kind of like to do that. Okay, and that's probably a little bit too much ribbon, so I'm going to just trim a little bit off. There we go. And that is our tag. Okay, and like I said, if you wanted to put a to from, it would be very easy to do that with a stamp. And this one does not have a to from, but you could just write the recipient's name on the back. And I use mine on my cute little bag of snowman. These cellophane bags, I believe I just got this at a big box store, probably Walmart. I've had them for several years. I use them for different things. And they just fit really nicely for my snowman marshmallows. So thank you for joining me for this week's 12 Weeks of Christmas project. I will see you again next week. Happy stamping.